I said that I believe that when you're in a relationship that you thought was going to be awesome, like when you have a girlfriend, right? And you're like, she and I connect on a whole other level. We're going to get married. This is my life. And then all your family's around you going like, she's crazy. That is not the girl for you. And you're like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. At some point in that relationship, 100% of the time, you realize your family was all right. Your family is being represented, by the way, by the fans that are booing Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is that girl. And Vince McMahon is the boy. And he's going, huh. And he realizes... This is a
hot take alert, by the way, from Sammy. I'm into this.
Right. And he realizes, right, Vince is in his relationship with Roman, metaphorically, figuratively. And he realizes all these fans booing are right. You know why? Because he found his true love in Braun Strowman. And this was months ago.
Oh, my God.
But he didn't want to admit what was going on because he had pledged his life. They were engaged already, by the way. They were engaged to be married.
Engaged. People had been saying...
They sent save the dates.
People are saying, we've never seen him this in love. This is the most in love he's ever been. The last time he was this in love, it was John, but this is different.
Right, this is different.
This reminds us of his marriage to Hulk.
Right.
This is the one.
But then he was like, he doesn't even want to admit... But then everybody else is going like, but I don't think it should be, but it is. Right? But then because he's falling in love with Braun, and he's like, but I've kind of committed myself to Roman. And I think that what we're seeing here is this slow transition where we just find out that Braun is the guy. Because Braun is the guy. Like, Braun has everything that classically WWE has wanted in a champion. Braun has everything that fans want in a champion. I've been saying Braun is a good guy from, like, he was beating up jobbers. And I was like, Braun Strowman is a good guy. And people would write to me like, you're crazy, Sam. He's a bad guy. And I went, he is not a bad guy.
But here's
and Vince is, I think...
You're starting to
transitioning out of his relationship with Roman. Not to say Roman's going to get thrown down and buried and blah, blah, blah. It's just he's not the guy that's going to be cemented as the champion forever.
Well, guess what that is? The best thing that's ever happened to Roman Reigns.
Right. Because
that's the best thing that ever happened to Roman. If Roman Reigns
it's best
is
for
free,
everybody.
If Roman Reigns is free of the love treatment he's gotten,
right,
he will show what he is, which is a great in-ring talent.
Go to my interview with Braun. It was on the podcast. It's on this YouTube channel. You can see Braun says, like, the reason he got better was because he was working with Roman every night on house shows.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that's what made him a better in-ring wrestler.
So it's better for Roman. It's better for Braun. My one question that I'll push you on. I am curious to how someone of his style and size stays on top as a good guy for a long time.
How did Hogan do it? He had 3 moves.
But Hogan wasn't as big. I know it sounds crazy. Hogan was still able to look up at bigger men.
So
Braun's the biggest man I've ever seen.
You're saying, how does Braun develop the sympathy needed to be a good guy champion?
That is exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, that's a question.
Who is he an underdog against on planet Earth?
Well, you're going to need Brock, and that's how you start that story.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then...
But then, you go...
And by the way, even Brock... Not to me.
He hasn't beaten him yet.
No, that's why. But
and he's had chances. He hasn't beaten him.
But when you're looking at them next to each other, it's not like you instantly go, oh, yeah, he's an underdog.
No, but they had a one-on-one match, and they had that fatal 4-way.
Well, and then in real life, the fact that Brock actually knocked him silly in that match,
right,
that actually works great for the narrative.
Show the footage.
Show that footage of him that one time being like, yo, and just jabbing him.
Yeah.
But anyways, where do you go from there, though?
Right, no, that's a great question. And I think it depends on, it counts on, number one, I think your first opponent might be finally, and it could happen, a heel Roman Reigns being like, that's mine. You took my spot. You know what I mean? Like, Roman Reigns may be the Randy Savage. This is crazy. You talk about hot takes on hot takes.
You're really, this is a Saturday, you're dropping bombs.
But as the future unfolds, within years, Roman Reigns could be the Randy Savage to Braun Strowman's Hulk Hogan. Where, you know, like
he does.
That's not the reverse, because you would right now say it's the reverse. Braun is the Randy Savage to Roman's
Hogan,
but that's not true, because
Braun's actually already Hogan.
And because when Braun gets the title, he's not going to be holding it until Roman's ready. It's his. He's the guy. He will be the guy.